Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running.
So I'm Paddy, and we have Ikra, who is
Hello.
here. Well, you're here all the time.
I'm always here.
Endlessly here.
I am.
And
I haven't missed a single show, Paddy.
That's a burn.
Oh, yeah. You're turning up hungover all the time.
Look, we're professional. We don't talk about these events. New year, new Rockit Science, and that's it. We stop. And your name is Megan.
I'm Megan, and I'm bringing a new segment with us. I've got a quiz segment called Science, Fact or Fiction.
So stay tuned for that. We want you to actually send in some of these science, fact or fiction. Do you want to tell us what it is, actually? That'd be a good.
Oh,
idea.
basically, it's just it's an easy peasy thing that people can play along with, where I have a statement, and you have to figure out whether or not it's science fact or science fiction. Some of them are relating to science fiction movies. Some of them are just like random science comments in general. But yeah, so you have to figure out whether it's fact or fiction, and they are quite hard because a lot of them you're like, oh, that sounds real, or it might sound completely ridiculous, but it is real because, you know, science is ridiculous.
Well, okay. What sort of things do you want people to send in? How do you want them to send it in? How do you want this to work?
You can just send in a random fact to Rockit Science, and then
You can do it on the Facebook page. I think there's a send message button. Our Facebook
We do
page.
have a send message button,
Yeah,
yes.
what's the page called, Ikra?
It's just Rockit Science, so rock-it science. Just put that in the little search bar on Facebook and you'll find us.
Yeah, you will find us.
And you best like us when you find
please
us.
like us. Give us a like, because I don't know what that means. It means you can contact us and
Yes.
makes us feel a little bit better.
And you can see the things that we post.
Yeah, we do post stuff. There's occasional kind of blog stuff, and we'll tell you what's
Content
going on.
information.
Yes, exactly.
Indeed.
So
And
yeah,
a little
let's-
bit more on like what we're talking about in the show we usually tend to expand or share articles about. So worth keeping an eye out.
This week we have robotics is our topic.
Yeah, we do a theme every week where we talk about some sort of science. Was that your phone?
That was it's just switched itself on.
Well,
so I'm
we'll
sorry.
have less of that. We're going with robotics. I mean, it is a phone. Kind of claim it as a robot. I mean, you can.
Yeah, fun fact about phones, actually. I learnt this when I went to go see Infinite Monkey Cage live. Apparently, iPhones contain over 90% of the table of elements inside them.
That's pretty cool.
Whoa!
That's a little
Okay,
fun fact for
that
you.
is a fact. I'm gonna go with that's a fact.
That is indeed
That
a
is a
fact.
fact. Well,
because
Megan said it was a fact.
One up
so-
to us. We're gonna get it. We're gonna be on.
Little
form.
disclaimer for science, fact or fiction. Alternative facts don't count. They're not an answer. We may live in a post-truth world.
This is science.
But here at Rockit
This
Science,
is still science.
we still deal in fact.
Wow.
We'd like to think.
Yeah, I'm going to rename the segment Fact or Alternative Fact.
Oh no.
Absolutely not.
Well, it's still fiction. Same thing, really.
Yeah.
We can do that. Right. So, what we're gonna do? You brought us a story. You've all brought a story in this week. So each presenter, there's probably gonna be 3 of us every week, maybe more.
Maybe more.
Maybe more. I'm just going to hang around now because I've got nothing better to do on Monday nights.
That's not
Thank
why
you,
she's
Megan.
here. She's awful. We don't look. We'll talk. I mean, it's annoying because she's got the first segment, which is a shame.
It is a shame.
But yeah, we've all brought in our own kind of stories
We have
about
indeed.
science that we found kind of this week. It's kind of whatever's happened recently that's kind of gone, wow, that's quite a cool thing in said field. So robotics this week. So tell us what you got.
So I've got, for anyone that heard last term, I'm quite interested in environmental stuff. So this week I've brought in a story about robotic bees, which are in place to try and replace the services that bees give us. So basically, 3/4 of global crop species, so like wheat, rely on pollination by bees and other insects in order to be pollinated and actually produce the food that we need. But due to pesticides and climate change and stuff, we've had a lot of declines in bee populations, which I think is very hard not to hear about nowadays. Everyone's panicking about, where are the bees going? And it's creating real problems for farmers because the yields are going down, and it's also creating really big problems for us as well because it just means that our food isn't around. We're getting less and less yields.
So this is like the fact that I keep going to the shops and there's just no lettuce now.
No, that's different. That's Spain. Spain's having a bit of a
Okay.
famine or a snow something. Something's happened.
Weather
Famine or
crisis.
A weather crisis.
Yeah, to be honest,
It's not bees. Like, there's not tons of bees.
a little
just arriving in
disclaimer
Spain.
before this story. I work at an M&S food hall, and I had a lady come up to me, and she was furious, and she couldn't find any courgettes. And she was just like, I can't believe you don't have any of these in. I'm not going to tell you which one I work at, just in case you're going to come and tell me off for saying bad things about my customers. And I was just like, well, there's been a bit of a weather crisis in Spain, so those guys are trying hard to...
feed themselves.
Yeah. I'm really, really sorry you don't have your courgettes.
I mean, I found courgettes in my local Asda, and I was so excited that I was tempted to actually sell them online for like £5 and see
You
how
probably
much I
could
could
do
get
that.
for them.
You probably could do that.
So basically, back with this story, there's been a drone designed that can pollinate flowers that may one day be able to work side by side with bees to improve the crop yields. So the guy who's working on it is, okay, this is another case of not being able to pronounce something, Ejiro Mayako at Japan's National Institute of Advanced Industrial Science and Technology. And basically they've been using the principle of the way that bees pollinate flowers. The reason bees can pollinate flowers, pollinate.
It's Italian ones. They use bolognese to pollinate. It's a special thing they do now. Fantastic. I mean, it says Japan, but I'm swaying towards Italy now.
Yeah, well.
Is that an alternative fact, Paddy?
It is! You spotted it!
So basically they have bees have little furry bodies, which is why they can pollinate flowers, because the pollen will stick to their back and it'll be carried from flower to flower. So basically this little manually controlled drone is 4 centimetres wide.
Hang on. Manually
controlled.
How many people are going to control these bees? Manually controlling a swarm
I'll
of
get
bees.
to that.
Oh, wow, okay.
So they're 4 centimetres wide, so they're very small, and they weigh about 15 grams, and they're covered in horsehair with a special sticky gel.
You sure they're bees, not like tiny little Shetland ponies?
with drones stuck to
yeah,
their
like
back.
drones on Shetland ponies, and they just ship them in, rub them against some flowers, and ship them somewhere else.
So basically, yeah, they fly from flower to flower.
Yeah, sorry, carry on. Yeah.
And they've successfully done this with a couple of Japanese lilies and stuff, and they didn't damage the plants. But obviously, the biggest question at the moment is it economically feasible? Mostly because they need the labour force to control these tiny little drones.
Oh my word! They actually have to get tons of people.
Well, the thing is they're now working to develop autonomous drones that can help them do it on their own.
Imagine a strike
It's like,
from the bees. Like, they could still go to work, but they'll send the bees to, like, whoever the government are. They'll just bring the bees
Well,
in.
when I found this story, I actually spoke to a friend of mine, and they went, "Have you watched Black Mirror?" I went, "Oh, not the most recent season." Apparently, the last episode is about manually controlled bees, or something that are used to like solve the bee pollination problem that's going on, and they're just being used to kill loads of people. So I was like, oh my god, Black Mirror is coming true. It's always coming true.
To be honest, I'm going to point out that this whole situation in the US is currently... They threw the idea around in Black Mirror and decided it would be too dark, even for Black Mirror.
Well, they did do basically that episode where they, like, the blue bear. The blue bear became president of the United States.
Yeah.
But I bet he didn't do that much damage.
No, that's
He
true.
didn't build a wall, did he?
No, but the point is they're
They're just trying to build a wall with big paws. It just wouldn't work.
yes.
Maybe he'd go barehanded. I'm sorry, that was terrible, but I couldn't not.
Wow.
So yeah, that's the end of my story. So bees, robot bees that can one day pollinate our plants if it's economically feasible and we can get a labour force of millions of people to drive little mini drones.
She says this at the end of the story. I'm not done with this yet. What? Like, so you say it's a labour force? Surely you could just hire people to go around to plants.
Well, the
and
problem
just
is
pollinate from one to one. Why are little bees better? Because that involves having to build them.
Well, it's the damage to the plant first of all. You know, people aren't exactly the most
They're 4
elegant
centimetres
people.
wide, these things.
But that's the thing. That's the amazing thing about them is, I mean, these are the manually controlled ones. They are like developing autonomous ones that use GPS, high-resolution cameras, and artificial intelligence.
I think I saw them at the Super Bowl. I think they were flying in formation of a flag. That was the test run, that one.
Well, yeah, they've got like they're trying to develop these autonomous ones. But it'll be a long time since we can actually get them. But they don't damage the flowers and they don't like damage the stamens and stuff, which is the important thing because bees are very, very delicate little animals, despite the fact that they seem so big and bulky and stumble around all the time.
Big and bulky.
They
I want to know how
into
the
your
bees
window.
will react to these little drones.
Ooh.
Well, they're not around, so you know they're not going to be too upset.
Assuming these little drones were, and they ran into a real bee.
Bee fight.
Yeah, but they're 4 centimetres wide.
I'm fairly sure they could beat up a bee.
Yeah,
but also,
you
like,
just chop it up.
how would bees react to that? Would they be intimidated?
Yes, buzzing, a big
Yeah, okay,
giant
that's true.
buzzy thing. They'll just try and kill it and just get chopped up. Look, you brought it down. I'm not happy.
I was just wondering.
But you want fighting bees. You want like
Bee
cockfighting with
fights.
bees.
The first rule of bee fight.
Don't talk about bee fighting.
Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running.
We'll carry on.
Okay.
I've got a
Alright.
story. Do you want to hear my story?
Tell us your story, sir.
So, 10 more people are getting bionic eyes on the NHS this now, soon. Now.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
God bless the
Yeah,
NHS.
bionic eyes. Okay, so these people have been, well, blind from birth. That's what they're the people who are going to get bionic eyes. So they've never seen whatsoever.
Oh, wow.
Well, I say they're blind from birth. They've had a, well...
Is it
I'll
like
go into
blind or partially sighted
Well,
blind?
let's go with this. Okay, so it's retinitis pigmentosa. Okay, so you can have it from the birth and completely blind. It does sometimes just kind of deteriorate throughout life. It's kind of like the circle of your vision gets smaller and smaller, like black ring around the outside until you can't see anything. Okay, but 10 people are getting on the NHS, and 5 of which are in Manchester.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that cool?
Is this down at the eye hospital?
Well, where
There's
else?
an eye hospital. Where is
There
it?
Literally just there.
It's just,
Oh,
it's
part
just
of the
down the
massive
road.
in like
Yeah.
Manchester and
if you go that way, and then I'm pointing. This doesn't work on radio, but that way and then that way.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
cool.
there. It's just on Oxford Road.
Yes.
But
So
it's
how do
cool.
they work?
How do they work? Right, this is weird. Okay, so it sounds cooler than it actually is in my mind. So when I think of a bionic eye, I'm like, they've got like this metal eye glass thing that looks.
I'm thinking
light
Mad Eye
up.
Moody's eye.
Yeah, it's
Very
something like
cool.
that. No, they wear a pair of glasses, but there's an implant in the back of their eye,
Okay.
which is the cool thing in my mind. So it's got basically the glasses have a transmitter in. So they've got like a little camera in, and then a transmitter goes to a little computer that they've got attached to them, which then transmits to their eye, that connects to the cells at the back of their eye. So this is the well, it's odd. So the damage done in, I can't even say, retinitis pigmentosa. It's a very difficult word to say. I'm
Yeah, it
sorry.
is.
I'm not meant to be good at this. The damage done is done to, it's like the macula is left at the back. So the macula
Yes.
is like the point right at the back where all these beams meet.
Oh, where the like images project
Yeah.
onto
Yes.
it when
It's
you. That's
that
how you
point.
see.
Yeah, it's basically how you see. So what happens is the light kind of is focused there normally, and obviously when it's black on them, they can't see anything. Okay? So we're going kind of a step back from that, kind of closer towards the brain. That's where this little chip gets implanted in the eye. Then this transmitter hits that and sends images to them, and that's cool in my mind. I'm
This
just-
is- That's
This is
amazing.
starting to sound more and more like Black Mirror, though, because isn't there an episode where they have like a computerized eye and they record everything?
Oh, I
they
love that
see?
episode, but that's different because that's more like recording memories, and then you
That's
can
like
watch them on
Google
the lens of
Glasses.
your eye. Kind of like a Google Glass on your eye.
Yeah, those work, didn't they?
It's pretty cool though. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like, it looks weird. I've got pictures of this. So if you want to search it, I'd look for the. It's called the Argus 2 retinal prosthesis system. Okay.
And we will be sharing that on the
we
Facebook
will.
page
We will
tonight.
indeed. Yeah. But it's a bit weird because it's lots of people wearing these giant glasses with this giant battery pack kind of next to them. Kind of like going up to people they've never seen. I mean, like, they've never seen these people before. And I was worried. Imagine if you've been with someone for like all your life, and then you put these glasses on. You're like, I don't like this person anymore.
You're actually really ugly.
Yeah.
But surely, if you've been with them all your life, you
No, of course. But
you go beyond the shallow
You-
Yeah, go on, Paddy.
aesthetics, Paddy.
okay. I'm just,
Has anyone
there's
had
just
one
a
before?
hilarious image. Yeah, they have actually. This isn't the first time. So this is they're being trialled now as well. That's why there's only 10 people. But they are free on the NHS as well.
Wow.
It's even cooler.
God bless the NHS.
Chuck
I
that one
keep
in
saying
there.
that every time the NHS comes out.
Yeah, we're just going to keep
Save
saying
the
that.
NHS.
Save the NHS.
But yeah, so have they done
Yeah,
it to
they've had
someone
it.
before?
A couple of people have had it before, which is quite
and
cool.
they worked?
And they work. They do work. It's not like, obviously, this is new technology. It's not a perfect image because you can't imagine we can build exactly perfect view. But they can see faces, shapes, numbers. They can see differences in light. They can see when people approach them or leave them.
That's cool.
So there's an interview of a guy who said that before he wouldn't know if someone's left him. He'd just be talking, and then he never knew if they've just walked off.
That's so sad.
And then I know it's sad, but then like now he just knows they've walked off, and I don't know if that's better because now he could just see them leave, and I don't know if that's actually worse than them just going and him not knowing.
I must admit,
No, because now you can scream after them.
Well, you could scream after. Okay, yeah.
how dare you leave? I must admit, it does sound like there would be a bit of hell at airport security, though, where you'd go through and they'd be like, beep, 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 oh, let me take my eye out, put it through the scanner.
No, guys, I've just got a bionic eye, don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they look a bit dodgy, to be fair.
Imagine if you could make it go red like the Terminator.
My word.
That would make getting through
I'd be
JFK
fine.
interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's funny, though, because this is kind of... It's just a bit sci-fi again. It's a bit too far for me. I'm like, people couldn't get... Like, they've got to
Just
learn
wait till
to
you hear
see.
my story.
They've got to learn to see again. Like, well, not again, for the first time. Imagine, like, getting light information for the first time and not knowing what the hell's going on. It's just loads of kind of information hitting you. And you've got to learn to, like, recognise things. Be such a strange
But
thing
surely
to learn.
it's more of an intrinsic thing as well, because you always get those really cute videos of like deaf babies getting implants.
That's what I was going to
And
say.
listening
they
to their
hear
parents for the first
Yeah,
time.
that's cute.
It's
I've
so
seen one with
beautiful.
glasses as well that they've seen for the first time, which is very cute. So it could be, I don't know, I just think it's really cool that people are...
I'm
people are
imagining
blind
something very
can see
uplifting
again.
here.
Yeah, I've gone for uplifting story. Blind people can see again. Top that, Ikra, when it's your go. So
I will.
That's how this works, okay? You've just got to...
Danny Jingleman, if you are listening, thank you very much
Danny
for making
Jingleman, I love it.
He's making our jingles, and he will do in the next few weeks, so we'll have something to tie it all in a little bit better. I also have another fun fact about bees that we learnt at this pub quiz recently, by the way. Bees have 5 eyes.
They do.
There
They
you
do
go.
indeed. We guessed 36, we guessed 20, and then we settled on 5. I was certain.
It was
It
an odd
was-
number.
it was an
but
odd
that's
number.
just weird.
Fair enough.
Because I had some lectures that were
I
saying
had
they had
no
on top
clue.
of their head.
But where are the others?
On the front. Like
Are
normal.
they all just on?
They've got
like,
a big one, 2 big ones and 2 small ones, kind of like there.
And then just one on
this-
top of their
I
head?
think so. I'm assuming this is from...
You
I
can't
was-
see it now, but I'm just gesturing.
Yeah, you
like,
are just poking
where-
the top of your head. a
Like an
little bit.
alien.
Yeah.
Sticking straight out like an
It's
antenna.
like that, but
Well,
yeah.
you learn something new every day.
I thought it was in birds too, and I got that wrong. I mean,
Oh,
that
yes.
wasn't...
Yeah, you were like, birds have 3 eyes, and I'm like, birds do not have 3 eyes.
It's lizards that do, and they're close to birds, alright?
I mean, again, not all species, but we were so convinced birds had 3 eyes.
I was
like,
certain. I'm still
what?
pretty sure. I'm like, I need to find this somewhere. It must be somewhere. But yeah,
I love this. I love
It's,
this so much.
it's not true. If you can hear, like, loud, thumpy,
Bassy.
bassy music in the background, there's some live music going on somewhere, kind of.
In the
I'm not really
building.
sure. Up,
think
left,
it's
down,
like-
right.
I think it's Academy 2, which is right
Yeah,
downstairs.
it's
Underneath
next door.
us.
I think it's underneath us.
Oh, no, it's next door.
No,
It's
it's
right.
next
literally
door.
there, through that wall.
Oh.
That
Keep
wall
it down,
there.
guys. We're trying to do a radio show in here. Jeez.
Wow.
Right, Ikra, you have a story, don't you?
Yeah, this is
do
your
have a
this is your
story.
story now.
I think mine's uplifting as well. So, Paddy, we'll see whether or
Good.
not I can top you.
Okay, go
But-
on then.
Just to give you guys a little bit of a background to the story that I'm doing. Everyone knows that if amputees, this sounds it's going to be depressing, but it's really not.
Yeah, no, you're starting bad.
So, if for example you've had an amputation that is below the elbow or just under your shoulder, you tend to lose a lot of function, as you can probably guess, in a very short amount of time. And prosthetics, as we know them so far, haven't done much to sort of restore that function. You can get like a little bit of grip back and a little bit of movement, but it's nothing like what you would have been used to, obviously. And so a lot of people tend to give up on their prosthetic arms or sort of hands or anything like that. And quite recently there's been a big exciting move towards prosthetics that are controlled sort of like manually. So you could like program a robotic arm. But what's even more interesting is that there's been a bigger breakthrough quite recently, as in the past few months, building on research for the past couple of years. And basically, they're trying to improve the man-machine interface. And long story short, new prosthetic technology uses signals from spinal motor neurons for like an improved performance. So it's not about programming an arm beforehand. It's about channeling your brain signals
Okay.
and having
So
a
it's
prosthetic
a
that would
live-
work
just
like
Mind control of an arm. sort
kind
thing.
of, yeah,
Ooh.
more or less. And they did a study with it, and what they did was they tried to get the participants to think of like the prosthetics that they were given as like a phantom limb. because people who have had amputations tend to get pain in phantom limbs, and they still have that feeling that like that limb is still there.
Yeah.
And so when they were told to sort of like focus on something else and use the arm that was no longer there but was a prosthetic, as they normally would, they found that there was like a lot because they weren't thinking about it. They were getting a lot more function back, which is crazy. So basically what they're doing, and there's a couple of studies here that are involved here, is that they're sort of, I think of the way to explain this best. They're eliminating like the biggest difficulty, and it's very early days yet, but what they've done is they have like tapped into the spinal motor neurons in amputees. So they're basically attaching the wires in prosthetics to the nerves.
So what you're
creating
saying is they've made a cyborg.
Basically, we're on our way to being androids.
God, this really is starting to sound more and more like the Terminator.
I mean, like, we can give them these
Robotic
eyes, we can give them
eyes.
these arms.
Yeah,
Well, okay, look, my first question is, can it be used for evil?
probably.
Because
But we're not bringing it
Are
down.
they connected? Like, physically
Can
connected?
you hack into someone's arm?
No, but more, can you just leave your arm somewhere and just get it to walk around? Because I'm thinking...
Like
you
out
could
of the
probably
Addams
do
Family.
that. You probably could do
Addams
that.
Family just kind of running around,
Yeah,
scampering
but
around
then
in
it wouldn't be able
cupboards.
to fly around like the hand does in the Addams Family. So,
But it was just...
but yeah. Anywho,
Okay, yeah,
so
sorry, back to the
at
science
John
bit.
Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland, the Applied Physics Laboratory has basically pioneered a surgical technique, and this is in January of this year. And they've allowed an amputee to attach something called a modular prosthetic limb directly to his residual limb. So you guys can't see this very cool little video here, but that is what it looks like.
That's cool.
Yeah, well,
It
Is that gonna be
basically
posted?
just looks
yeah,
like
I'm
a
definitely
robot.
going to share that. Like, yeah, he does look a bit like a robot, but there's that interface there between, like, the top end of his arm and the prosthetic arm. And it's the first time that's been done in the field of prosthetics. And so it's really, 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 really exciting.
Awesome.
I'm enjoying
yeah.
this one.
Can it be used like do you see like athletes using them or something for sport purposes, that sort of thing?
Possibly, but I
Ooh.
think it's more for people who have kind of given up on prostheses.
Prosthetics?
I was just going to say prosthetics, but you're probably right.
Prosthetics.
I don't know.
I'm not sure what the plural for prosthetics is.
Prosthetics.
That-
Yeah, we'll go with prosthetics for now. But yeah, it's quite interesting because a lot of people just tend to try and get by without, because having very little function or having incomplete function is a lot more difficult to get used to than not using a limb anymore, strangely enough. And so the idea is to try and give those people back the function that they're missing, that they can't deal without, which I think is amazing.
I think it's pretty cool. I can't imagine. Like, I really want to know where this goes.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
like I
it's
said, it's
step
very,
one.
very early days. It's step one. There's been a couple of studies. There's that one that was done in John Hopkins University, which was like in January of this year. And that's building on... Give me a moment, because I'm scrolling down this article.
I do have this image of this arm turning against you. Like, suddenly it's out of your control. It's like a horror movie.
It's the mask.
Yeah, well, those in 2014, there was actually a series of studies which reported that patients were able to control prosthetics with their minds, and even feel with them, because you're connecting the artificial limbs to the nerves that are left. Because obviously there's still a lot of nerve tissue left in...
Yeah, and they're perfectly
yeah.
functioning, aren't they? So you might as well try. It's a bit like kind of like hacking into your own body,
Yeah.
hacking into your own nervous system and attaching something on so that you can get a functioning arm again, because that's great.
Yeah, it's
especially
really, really interesting though, because we did a neurophysiology module last year for my degree, and there's something called like synaptic plasticity, and basically there's like a map of your body in your mind, and all the nerves that connect to, say, your arm have to then reconnect once you've had a limb amputated.
What do you mean reconnect?
So, like, basically,
You have to retrain them to some
yeah,
extent?
like your brain will retrain
It's like
them.
muscle memory then, I
Yeah.
guess.
But they
Nerve
have
memory.
that capacity for being retrained. But the idea is not to let your body retrain them, but to just attach them to a new arm, because your body already will think of a phantom limb, you'll experience pain in a phantom limb.
So this is a new thing, right, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, and has anyone got one yet? Like, other than the person in the video, is it...
There's going to be some more...
purpose?
Like, there's been a study with, like, I think 12 different participants. So that they've been involved. But the next step is to take it to more people and see what we can do with it, really.
Is it expensive, though?
I'm guessing so. There's no
I mean, I can imagine it's all going to be quite expensive.
Everything here seems to be either at Imperial College London or in the States at the Applied Physics Laboratory by a gentleman called Dario Farina.
Dario Farina.
Yeah. I mean, they've been in, like, Nature biomedical engineering. So this is a very, very big deal.
I found something even cooler than this that kind of, well...
Oh, okay.
Okay, no,
all right
no,
then, Paddy.
Rude.
Okay,
building...
rude.
No, look. You'll understand, okay?
Oh, I'll understand. Okay.
So they've got this movement now,
Yes.
okay? The cool thing that you can add on top of that is now they've built some artificial skin that can feel heat.
Oh, that is cool.
Isn't that cool?
That is cool. Okay, I'll take
it wasn't
back
to
calling
top
you rude.
it was more to just kind of like on top of. Like,
add on.
additionally to the movement of the limb, there's like pressure, obviously. Like, they've developed ones that can detect pressure. But there's this one I just read, I think it was yesterday, and it's kind of like snake-like, I think that's what it said. I think I can find it. It's really cool, basically.
That sounds really, really weird, but really, really cool.
It's...
Does it look like skin?
Yeah, well,
I said it was like lizard-like, but...
It's not like actually pink or... Like,
it's not.
See, you said snake skin, now I'm just imagining lizard people.
It's not
like
like...
I have Doctor Who.
Okay, look. It's
Silurians.
I think it's in the way it works, okay? Not the kind of... It's transparent, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, alright then.
Yeah? Is that okay?
But I think I'd rather have skin that I can feel rather than just fake skin. Although you would look.
Oh no,
kind of
it'd
like
feel like skin.
You look like a ghost.
Or it'd feel a bit like skin, more like skin than just the prosthetic limb would.
Yeah.
Which is quite cool. But yeah, it's very cool. It's very, very cool. I like it.
Help wearer potentially, like it says, sense heat damage.
Yeah, because obviously if you've got a prosthetic, you don't want to break it by leaving it on just resting on a cooker and slowly you melt
just
into the cooker.
sticking your arm. Like, hey guys, look what I can do. I'm just going to take this pie out of the oven as is, and then you take it out and your prosthetic's broken and you have to go back to the doctor.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, Doc, I've done it again.
This kind of reminds me. Kind of reminds me of that Friends episode where Joey throws a girl's wooden leg in the fire. Wouldn't have happened if she could have felt the heat. No, you can't remember that episode.
No, I've not seen that episode.
I'm just shocked.
So
that
funny.
Sort of thing happened last year. I think in November someone stole someone's prosthetic leg and beat them with it. I did want to bring the tone down, but she brought in the burning
Guys!
leg.
It's in a big
That was a
TV.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running.
We're back with the last segment, which is a new quiz that I've made up. I mean, the facts and the fiction bit, most of them are real.
Yeah, you sell it.
No, basically, it's a new quiz segment where I'm going to have some statements ready for Paddy and Ikra here, and they have to buzz in and figure out whether or not they're fact or fiction. So some of them come from movies to some extent, and then some of them are just like general science, fact or fiction. Some of them I've just completely made up, but sound very convincing. So
we'll take more from whoever's listening for the next few weeks.
Yeah, if anyone has any ideas for questions, then just like message into the Rockit Science Radio Facebook page. Yeah,
we promise we won't look at them. Me and Ikra just won't look because it's up to you.
Yeah, no, they can't know.
I'll just give a shout out to Tim because the first band he ever saw was Kraftwerk.
Hey.
And that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
I like that. That's a really good fact. So, yeah, we've been trying to get our own buzzers sorted.
Right, I've downloaded a soundboard, but I haven't tried any of them.
Be careful with what you press, because some of them definitely are not watershed sensitive.
Yeah, well, to be fair, it's 9:15.
We've got time to not. But
yes.
I've got my buzzer. Do you want to hear it?
Let me hear your buzzer.
You ready?
You do yours. Go on. Okay.
I don't... What?
You just don't got the internet. Right. That's endless. I don't know why that goes on for so long, but I'm going to cut that out when it's time to stop it.
Okay.
But that's my buzzer.
Have you figured yours out yet, Ikra?
Oh no, there's loads of them.
There's hundreds and thousands and millions.
There's so many.
I went onto like a categories bit and found some sound effects, and they were the better ones.
Oh no, I don't know what I want now.
Yeah. You've got to choose something.
But I've got to choose something, and it's going to play out loud, so I've got to try and make sure it's...
We'll just turn your mic off for a second. You can just be like, what is this? What is this? Have you found one that sounds all right?
If not, you're just going to have to go buzz.
You want me to turn your mic off?
I don't
You don't want to go buzz.
Daniel?
Oh, my word. There
What
you
was
go.
that?
There we go.
She's
Those
got down,
little-
Daniel.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't get any of these references.
It's okay, Megan.
It's not okay, but we'll
Harold's just looking at me like, what?
Yeah. It's
No,
not-
I'm sorry. I don't spend enough time on the internet. That's a
You really
lie. I
don't.
spend my entire life, but it's all watching Community, binge watching it on Netflix.
There's nothing wrong with a good binge watch of Community.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Right.
Do you wanna start
Are
off
we
the-
ready to start the? Have you got your quiz hats on?
I've got my quiz thumb ready
This
on this
is
buzzer.
fact or fiction. We will have a jingle, so we
No,
will have
I-
like.
Well, my phone's going to die,
Fact
so
or
I don't know
fiction?
how well this is going to go. Anyway,
You're
go.
just going to have to say, damn, Daniel.
Damn.
No. No. Absolutely not.
Well, hope it
Okay,
doesn't
here we go.
die on you.
It's question 1. A Galapagos turtle that died in 2006 was first owned by Charles Darwin in 1835. Okay, here we go, Paddy.
I'm going to say yes. Yes, it was. Fact.
Fact. Yes, that is true.
Yes.
It's fact.
All right, then.
Of
Okay.
course.
Okay,
So-
calm down.
Darwin had a pet tortoise called Harriet.
Didn't someone else famous own this tortoise? Or meet this tortoise?
Probably.
They might have done. So she lived till she was 175, and she was carried by Darwin on the HMS Beagle
Didn't eat this one, though.
from the Galapagos.
No.
No, but do you know what? The reason they used to eat tortoises is because they were basically so easy to keep fresh because you just turned them on the back and they couldn't move. So it was fresh food, kept fresh because, you know, the biggest issue with sailing is that your food used to go rotten quite quickly. So how horrible is
This
that?
is horrible.
But
Wow.
she didn't. She survived, clearly, because he kept her as a pet, and then she got given to the captain of the HMS Beagle and taken to Australia, where she lived the rest of her life in happy gleefulness until she was 175, and she died in 2006.
Well,
Happy tortoise. Happy turtle. Tortoise? Oh, no, I think it was a tortoise. Ooh, there's a big difference. I should know. I'm a zoologist.
I feel like
don't know.
tortoises... Tortoises...
Tortoises. I think it's a tortoise.
Um,
It's
wasn't a
probably
turtle.
probably
Turtle,
live longer.
yeah,
Turtles
I've
probably
written the
have
wrong thing
fins.
down here.
Turtles do have fins.
They're marine animals, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they were on some islands.
Whoopsie-daisy.
I'm not going to lie. They were on islands.
Okay.
Good for a fact, though, that one. The one where you got the turtle and the tortoise wrong.
Okay.
Ah, okay. All right.
Okay. All right.
Next one. Puppies secrete a hormone during their early life that can be fashioned into a weapons-grade explosive when combined with baking soda, carbon, and boron.
Damn, Daniel?
There we go, Ikra.
I'm just going to guess and say that sounds way too far-fetched. And
Okay.
I'm going to say that is not fact.
Shall we make it so you both guess? You can both
I'm
guess
gonna-
an answer.
Yeah, okay, go on then.
Okay.
You can agree or you can go against.
Yeah, and whoever buzzes in first gets the first
Yeah?
go. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
I'm going to say fact.
Say fact?
Oh.
You're going to say fiction?
I mean,
Yeah.
it does sound like rubbish, but it sounds like the sort of rubbish that...
That would be true.
Yes.
No, I think it's still complete rubbish.
Right, the answer is complete fiction. I completely made that up. Puppies
Yeah.
turned into weapon-grade
Wait,
explosives.
I'm not talking about the puppies themselves.
Yeah, because just think about it. Then that scene in Four Lions would be very, very different. You'd be
My
going into a pet shop and being like,
What, rather than the sheep? Not that
"Can I have 12 puppies, please?"
I'm going to take their hormones.
Instead of 12 bottles of bleach. Anyway.
Yeah, no, that was
Anyway.
complete rubbish. That's,
Oh.
puppies cannot be secreted, for the record, guys. Secrete hormones.
Puppies can't be secreted.
Where would you secrete a puppy from?
Oh.
Actually, don't answer that.
Moving on.
Anyway, but they cannot secrete a hormone that will be can be fashioned into a weapon-grade explosive.
Oh,
Right.
no, that was just my phone making
Next
noise.
question. So a T-Rex cannot see you if you, would not have seen you if you stood completely still, like in Jurassic Park.
Daniel?
Okay.
Right, I'm gonna say that is wrong. Oh, I've just pressed another button. Never mind. I'm gonna say that's complete fiction because I've heard that the science for Jurassic Park was questionable, except for like some of the stuff about dinosaurs.
Hang on. Sorry, you've just said I think some of
No,
the stuff in Jurassic
I
Park
think I
was
might have changed my
questionable.
mind halfway through.
Except some of the stuff about dinosaurs. That stuff's great. It's about the Jeep. That Jeep could not run all that time.
No,
It would
Go
run out
on.
of fuel.
no.
Go on.
Actually,
Redeem.
I'm gonna change my mind.
No,
Okay.
I'm claiming fact on this one.
I'm actually going to join you there and say fact because I know for a fact that there was a paleontologist.
So
who
if you
was-
stood completely still, a T-Rex would not have been
I
able to
don't know
still
about
see
that
you.
one though.
Like in that scene,
Like
where he
in
was like,
like a
"Don't move,
basilisk.
he won't be able to see you." and then he got eaten.
Oh no, it was blind. I'm not gonna lie, it was a blind basilisk. Carry on.
Yeah.
Get Harry Potter. Go on. Sorry.
A Harry Potter reference. in
It's
that.
like a dinosaur.
It's like a snake.
It is a snake.
It
to
is.
be honest.
Yeah.
It is
Well.
the king of snakes.
Carry on.
So, the
False.
answer is fiction.
God damn it! I should have stuck with
Jurassic
my
Park
original.
was actually wrong. Dinosaurs could see everything, moving or not.
Everything. They can see
They
everything.
saw into the future. No,
You can see into your soul.
they actually had very good binocular vision, which scientists figure out when they compared their eyes.
Dinosaur wearing binoculars.
Yeah, they had good binocular
That's
vision.
fantastic. I don't think his little arms could reach up there to put the binoculars up.
Well, they compared them to their closest living relatives, the reptiles and birds, because do you know they currently are studying the way that T-Rexes might have walked by looking at chickens.
I've seen that, and it's amazing. It's
Can't you
cool.
just imagine a giant chicken and just...
I want to be linked to this, please.
Yeah, this can also be linked. We can find this.
Yeah, no, that was a couple of years ago, that research.
Yeah,
It's
right.
quite interesting.
But there was actually a paleontologist who was consulting on the Jurassic Park movies, which is why I changed my answer
that
halfway
was it.
through because I
I
remembered that.
I just wanted to claim it before you got there. I forgot two people can say the same
Yeah, I
thing.
mean, to be honest, at the time there was a big sort of hoo-ha in paleontology about what dinosaurs might actually have looked like. I think it was like whether or not they had feathers, and he was just like on the no feather team.
I'd be on Team Feather.
Would you?
That's
Yeah.
still a controversial issue.
It
Yeah.
is.
Oh,
It's
no,
still
it's
a
not.
controversial issue, but
It's hardly
because
decided,
he
is
was the
it?
one consulting on Jurassic Park, the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park don't have feathers.
Yeah.
Drop my phone.
Well
Hello.
done. Love that start.
Hi.
Drop the phone.
I think Ikra's got a new buzzer.
I do, and I think it's
more
appropriate as
applicable.
well.
Okay, that's yours.
Got a
now. I'm not gonna-
Terminator
Yeah,
style.
well, I've changed as well. Okay, we've
Okay,
upped
let's
the
have a
game.
look.
I'm now.
China.
Oh
Okay.
dear God.
That's it. That is now my buzzer. We're done.
I don't get it.
Oh my word.
Do you not know who that is?
No.
Wow.
Should you just play it again? Let's see if she gets it.
China.
Sounds like Donald Trump.
It is Donald
It
Trump.
is.
Fact. You get
Fact.
the point. Right. We're going to do a couple more and then we're going to have to disappear. You are still
Yeah.
listening to FuseFM and this is Rocket Science and we're here every week. We're here on Mondays at 9. 9? 8.
At
8
8,
till
at
9.
8.
I just looked at my watch and went, oh, it's nearly 9. It's probably that time. That was awful. That was a poor effort.
Yeah, it's
That
nearly
was-
time for me to go to bed.
Oh.
It is
know.
almost my bedtime, I'm not
Way
going to lie.
past my bedtime.
Stop this.
Right, so
We're
the next
postgrads,
question.
we have
Science is
early
cool.
bedtimes.
Science is cool. Okay, yeah, carry on.
So this is a question that goes out to a couple of my friends actually, because we learnt this together.
Hang on. Let's give it away.
No, it hasn't.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
It's a kind of an interesting question. So, because I can edit the question slightly to
Oh,
make
okay.
yeah. So, some fruit fly species have sperm that is 20 times the length of their bodies.
China.
Yes, fact. Definite fact. Going for it.
I'm going to say fiction.
You say fiction?
That's a lot of sperm.
Okay, hang on. 20 times. I'm not saying about the 20. I just know there are some that are definitely a lot longer than their
Yeah.
bodies.
Like, but 20 times?
I'm just going to keep it at that.
That's
I'm
a
going to
long,
go with it.
long
I mean, you
fly
have to
sperm.
compare it in relation to your own body. Think of Evan's
No,
sperm
but
that's
I-
twice, 20 times the length of your own
It's
body.
a lot of.
I've
that's
gone-
That is
lot
a
of fly
long
sperm.
ass sperm.
I have gone for fact.
You've gone for fact, and Ikra's gone for fiction. Okay, so the answer is fact.
Yes!
Yeah,
Okay,
so
then.
some male
Oh.
fruit flies will produce one giant sperm in their lifetime. Because imagine having all of them, rather than lots of little ones like in humans, because it's a way to increase the guarantee of paternity.
Oh.
Yeah.
I swear we always
'Cause it
get onto
acts
like
like a
sperm
giant plug.
puddles.
Oh, not the sperm puddles again. Look.
We literally have started sperm puddling again, guys.
Apparently up to 11. I've just got a message from one of those friends saying it can be up to 11 centimeters long.
Well,
Although fruit flies, that sounds excessive compared to the length of a fruit fly. I don't know. So yeah,
well,
that's a fun fact. for
20
you there.
times. We did
Do you want to
say
give
20.
us the final question of the episode?
Yeah, let's go for a good one. That's what have I got here?
Go for a good one, right? Does anyone tally? Do we
here's
know
a-
who's won?
I've not been keeping
That would
count.
be bothered to keep that. I could probably figure it out. But
Okay.
here's an interesting question. A universal fit condom has been designed.
A universal fit.
Yeah,
I'm going to call fiction.
Yeah, that's got to be fixed. Universal.
Look at, like, how universal are we
Yeah,
talking?
because are you thinking about Earth or universal?
Well, I wasn't going to go that deep, Paddy, but...
Okay, let's go human. A
Okay.
human universal fit
I don't
condom
think
has been
that's
designed.
possible.
I've heard that there are some that are spray-on. Okay.
Okay, I really
I would
worry
not
if that was
trust a
the
spray-on
case.
No,
condom.
of course, but I've heard that, and that's
Like spray on
technically
shoes
universal.
out of, like,
So I don't know if
raining
the fact-
meatballs.
Yeah, it is. That I really took a long time to work out what you're trying to say. It's like the shoes in Raining Meatballs. Meatballs
Phil,
shoes. Come on,
you
what's
know,
the link to the spray-on
meatballs.
condom? Oh no, the spray-on shoes. Okay, yeah, but that one is the one I'm thinking of. But I don't think that's what she's got, and I'm
No,
slightly
I
concerned. I'm going to go with fiction as well.
yeah, I'm going to
Fiction?
assume that's not true.
It's fact!
Ah.
So Benjamin Strutt and his team at the Cambridge Design Partnership have
That's a
are in
great
the pro-
name,
have
Benjamin
designed a
Strutt.
condom
How do you think he
that
walks?
self-tightens.
Reckon
And
struts.
with 3 minutes to 9, so
No,
we're nearly at the
no,
Titans.
no.
And it's to enhance pleasure and reduce chances of breaking.
I'm going to throw out... I don't have a penis. But
Okay.
self-tightening condoms do not sound like fun.
Self-tightening anything doesn't sound like fun.
No.
Errol's at the background.
You're in the background
Cross-eyed.
looking really, really uncomfortable. Well, you know, universal fit, you know, it sounds... No more awkward, you know, buying the ultra small ones anymore when you're buying them in the shops, Paddy.
I'm not even looking at you. We're looking a different direction, and we're going to end on that, unfortunately. Thank you for listening.
Same time next week.
Yeah, same. Well, 8 next week, same time, on
Yes.
the same place, with more science. And I think we're going to be. What are we going to be talking about? What do you want to talk about?
Oh, we haven't thought. I thought we could talk
Genetics, maybe?
about
Ooh.
controversies.
Well, let's
Oh, we
choose-
could do controversies.
Yeah, should we go with controversies and conspiracy
I
theories?
love a good
and
scientific
science?
Oh
controversy.
my word! Okay,
Science,
controversies
and conspiracy
and
theories.
I can't even say either of those words. Thanks, guys. Yeah, thanks.
Them.
So, thank you again for listening, and come back, please. Please.
Oh,
come
and
back.
by the way, I hope the website of FuseFM might be working then.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the TuneIn website is quite difficult to access on an Android and mobile, but hopefully next week it'll be there, so everyone can listen to us, even people who are
Everyone.
not listening to us right now.
Exactly.
Tell everyone.
Mm.
But
Tell
yeah,
all your
we'll bring you
friends.
more science, and thanks. I've been Paddy.
I've been Ikra.
And I've been Megan.